Finance Committee.
I'm Deanna Clark, and I'm the Secretary and the Chair of the Governance Committee.
Hi, I'm Sue-Jan Bertram, and I'm Chair of the Nominations Committee.
And Stephen.
I'm Stephen Ezade, Director and on the Finance Committee.
Sue-Jan.
I actually jumped ahead of Robin.
Robin, please.
I am Robin Harmon. I'm a Board of Directors.
Shazad.
I'm Shazad Qadri, Board of Directors.
Thank you. I'd love to give an opportunity for our Supervisory Committee to introduce themselves.
Sue, did you want to go ahead?
Sure. Hi, I'm Susan Herr, and I'm the the Supervisory Committee Chair for 2019-2020. Go ahead, Ken.
Hi, Ken Astron, Supervisory Committee member. And I believe Rick is trying to get in and still hasn't been authorized. So I know he's attempting to join. So I'll just mention that Rick Sato is our third of 4 Supervisory Committee members.
Do we have Tim on?
Tim, are you on? I'm not certain if Tim has gotten in either. Tim is our 4th.
And I'd like to give an opportunity for our credit union executive leaders.
Thank you. Richard Romero, President, CEO.
Tonita Webb, EVP, COO.
Thank you, everyone. And to our members in attendance, this is a little bit unconventional from what we're used to, but these are some unconventional times. Just some quick words. Greetings to everyone joining us here today. First and foremost, I hope this meeting, you're all coming with you and your loved ones in good health. I intended on focusing my report on the success of the credit union in 2019. We had a lot of success with the creation of some new products tailored to renters, bike owners, and the Sweet 16 car loan. Our continued commitment to serving the community and the underbanked through the means of direct sponsorship and partnerships with community groups and government agencies. Our strong financial performance, especially can be difficult to reflect on in 2019 when 2020 has started off with such a challenging time for our members, partners, state, and country. However, more than ever, it is during times like these that we need to come together for each other as a community. We are reminded of the original credit union philosophy of people helping people. We have to live and put that in practice right now more than ever, of our vision of being our area's partner in growth and prosperity. I'm encouraged and motivated by the knowledge that Seattle Credit Union staff is focused on continuing to be present and reaching out to our community and partners. Our organization is actively leading and collaborating around various initiatives to provide support for our members and neighbors through these difficult times. We are focused on offering programs that can provide immediate and sustainable relief to our small business, first responders, and communities at-risk communities. We might even reach out to our membership to provide you an opportunity to help if you can. If this does not ultimately describe the purpose of a credit union, I don't know what does. I'm incredibly proud to be a member of a credit union and part of a dedicated, compassionate, and engaged board of directors. Thank you to our entire staff, members, and our community. With this, I invite our President and CEO, Richard Romero, to say a few words.
Thank you, Carlos. First, I want to acknowledge a guest, Bob Harvey, who was the 3rd CEO right before me. My predecessor is present, and I wanted to thank you for everything you did for the credit union before my arrival. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about 2019. I think Carlos did a great job summarizing our successes for 2019. I can tell you that we continue to focus on keeping Seattle Credit Union relevant and ensuring that we're meeting our members' needs. We do this through innovating our products and services and by updating our systems and policies by using member feedback and leveraging our community partners. I did want to spend a moment just because we do have our members here present to give a quick update on the different things that we're focused on right now during the current environment. Our current focus right now in dealing with the coronavirus is that we're ensuring staff safety so they can continue to take care of themselves and their family, and so that they continue to perform their duties and serve our membership. We've taken steps in order to ensure the safety and security of our members and staff at branches and continue to review our procedures. We acknowledge that there's no perfect solution in dealing with the environment that we're in right now, and that we do lean towards safety when making our decisions. At this time, we're following CDC guidance on how we manage our facilities and our member contact points. We're working with members who are dealing with the loss of income and are challenged with making payments on their loans and other financial matters. We do this by offering programs such as Skip-a-Pay, working on forbearances on real estate loans and other loans, and most importantly, consulting with members to help guide them through these difficult times. We're actively working with the SBA in order to offer support to small businesses and enable businesses to continue payroll, in some cases trying to avoid businesses from closing. This is a challenging and fluid environment that's changing literally on a daily basis, as I'm sure all you know. And I can assure you that the management team and board is constantly reviewing the environment, and we're dedicated to making the best decisions for our members and for our employees. At the end of the meeting, I'm happy to, during the Q&A, to answer any questions that anyone may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. At this point, I'd like to ascertain a quorum.
Yes, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have the approval of the 2019 annual meeting minutes.
So Carlos, here you'll need to ask for a motion to accept the meeting minutes from a member and a second, and then we can take a vote.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you. I'd like to request a motion from one of our members for the approval of the 2019 annual meeting minutes.
So moved, James Tree Fry.
Second, Bob Harvey.
Thank you, Bob. Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to the report of the from the Board of Directors. Apologies, everyone. Supervisory Committee. I jumped the agenda a little bit in case anyone hasn't noticed. Supervisory Committee, Susan, if you would, please.
Over the past year, the Supervisory Committee has worked closely with the Board of Directors and our credit union executive team. The committee consists of 4 members: myself, Ken Astreen, Rick Cito, and Tim Boyle. In 2019, the committee held regular meetings to review the status and progress of ongoing audits and exam findings. In addition, the committee received and reviewed board packets on a monthly basis for issues related to the safety and soundness of our credit union. We have retained an independent audit firm for this year, Moss Adams, to perform a review of our 2019 financial statements. And currently this audit is in progress and is expected to be completed by April 30th, 2020. At this time, we can move on to the next agenda item and I'll pass this back to you, Carlos.
Thank you, Susan. I'd like to go for any unfinished business. I don't believe we have any.
There is no unfinished business.
Thank you. Any new business?
There was no new business submitted to the board.
Great, thank you. At this time, I'd like to call on our board member, Sujan Bertrand, Nominating Committee Chair, to introduce our new board members.
Hello, Carlos, and everyone, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to announce the results of the election for the board of directors. We had a number of highly qualified candidates. I'd like to start out with Carlos, who has been speaking. Carlos, who has been re-elected to the board of directors. Congratulations. Introduce Rebecca Kerr, who has been elected as a board to the board of directors as of this election. Janelle Johnson, who has also been elected to the board of directors. Susan Herr, who you've heard from, who has been re-elected to the Supervisory Committee. And Joe Davila, who has been elected to the board of directors as an associate member.
Thank you, Sujan. I'd like to open it up to any questions from our membership. Give people time in case they have to unmute their microphones.
Oh, hi, I'm a member. Can you hear me?
Yes, welcome.
Hi
Just
there.
please mention your name.
My name's Donna, and I've been with the credit union over 20 plus years. I have a question about the backup flow when you call in over the phone. I'm one of those people who do not do a lot of online paying my bills. And so I use the telephone a lot. And it's not just now with this climate of the pandemic that we're having, but I've had this issue in the past. Whereas the phone calls would go to the overflow and they will ask me several different questions. Oh, my last 4 digits of my social security number, my home address, my phone number, my account number, and some other, so much information. I don't feel comfortable, and I don't know, are they employees of Seattle Metropolitan Credit Union, or are they an outside company that you are using?
Actually, if we can have Tanita Webb, she's our Executive Vice President and Chief Operations Officer, answer that question.
Hi. I'm going to punt to Brent Richards, who's the SVP of Service Operations, and he will answer that question. I see he's already unmuted.
You bet. Thank you, Donna, for that question. The backup contact center is a company that we vetted to bring on board to do just that when the number of calls that we're taking needs to overflow so that we can ensure that members get their questions answered. Part of what we've set up with them is that they need to ask additional questions to verify your identity because we haven't allowed them access to our system for security purposes. So when you do wait for a period of time and your call rolls over, they are taking just additional precautionary measures to make sure that you are who you say you are, that we can validate that information, and then they can, with some assurity, provide you some assistance based on what access they do have.
Okay, thank you for that. I am not comfortable with them. I'm again, type of person who do not bank online a lot. So for me to answer all of those questions, my last 4 digits of they get a lot of information about me. They're compiling in my brain, they're compiling a lot of information about me. And then they're going into my account. The other day, I didn't have a good experience. The young lady, I was trying to pay 2 of my statements online with her, and she asked me all of those, that information that I previously gave you. And then she said, what are the last 4 digits of your card number? And I said, well, you know what? Oh, wow, I need to go now. I'll call back later. So, in which I did. And when I called back, I got someone that works for the branch. How I know that? They only asked me for my password. So I I don't feel comfortable with giving my birthday, the last 4 digits of my social security number, my mailing address. I don't feel comfortable. And then I have to give them, of course, my account number. To me, that's a lot. If we can curtail the last 4 digits of the social security number, or ask me something else other than that, to me, it's an extreme. I don't know, maybe I'm an anomaly, but to me, it's an extreme. Thank you.
Yeah, Donna, I appreciate your concern and your wishes to keep your accounts secure. We certainly appreciate that as well. And we can follow up with you outside of this meeting and also see to what depth they went and just ensure that we're following the proper protocol and not overdoing it as well.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Brent. Any other questions from our members? Again, I'll allow some time for people to unmute.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, hello. Thank you. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Eric Tilden. I'm a member, a relatively new member, and I had a question about some of these new small business lending programs that are rolling out in response to the coronavirus stuff. Specifically, the Paycheck Protection Program. I'm curious to hear if you guys are ready tomorrow to start accepting applications, and I'm also curious what you expect your turnaround time to be in approving and processing small business loans under the PPP specifically.
So I'll take that question. We've actually been working with the SBA to gain access to the application system. We hope to be online tomorrow or Monday at the latest. We don't have the details that you're asking. If you want to email me, I don't want to ask for your information obviously over this call, but my email address or contact info is on our website. I'd be happy to keep you posted.
Cool. Yeah, I was really just curious. Thank you.
It's been a real struggle. You can imagine how busy the SBA has been trying to get the proper instruction to have access to their system.
Sure. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And David, maybe if it would be helpful if you could put Richard's email address in the group chat, just so everyone can access.
That'll be complete.
Thank you. Any other questions from the membership? Okay.
Carlos, before we leave, I just want to add one quick thing that when members are looking at the annual report, I just want them to be aware that the audit numbers that we presented for 2019 are internal unaudited numbers. We're currently going through the Moss Adams annual audit, as Sue previously mentioned. So we will be updating the annual report if there are any changes. That's a big if, because there may not be, but if there are any changes to any of the numbers that are in the annual report, we will update it as soon as those are available, probably by the end of April, I would expect. That's when we're expecting the audit complete and the audit report issued.
Thank you, Rob. So I want to allow another minute just in case. And just in case anyone's speaking, we can't hear you. So I don't know if you're muted. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Now I'll turn it back to Sujan for the swearing in of our new board members.
Thank you. All right, so Carlos, if you would remain unmuted, please. Rebecca Kerr, would you please unmute?
Yes.
Thank you. Janelle Johnson, would you please unmute? Okay. I'll come back. Susan Herr, would you please unmute and confirm?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. And Joe Davila, would you please unmute and confirm?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. And was Janelle?
here. I'll change my background.
It's fantastic. Janelle, were you able to unmute? Okay. All right, I'll follow up. So I will read a statement, and at the end, if you agree, if you will swear or affirm, then I ask you to say I do. So I, the undersigned director, volunteer, or committee member for the Seattle Credit Union, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will, so far as the duty devolves upon me, diligently and honestly administer the affairs of the Seattle Credit Union in a sound and businesslike manner, that I will familiarize myself with the bylaws of the credit union, and that I will not knowingly violate or willingly permit to be violated any of the provisions, that I will qualify for the position of a director, volunteer, or committee member by owning, in my right, at least one fully paid share of stock in the credit union. I further promise and swear or affirm that I will keep secret all the affairs of the credit union, except as is necessary to the conduct of my duties. Carlos, would you start?
Do.
Rebecca?
I do.
Susan?
I do.
Joe?
I do.
Jonelle, could you join?
We're checking on her. I'm not
Okay.
sure what happened.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sujan, and welcome to the new board members.
Welcome.
And thank you, membership, for your support. At this point, I will entertain a motion.
Carlos?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, this is Janelle Johnson. I did get unmuted, and I said I do.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
And welcome, Janelle.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, I would entertain a meeting to a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I move
With that,
This is Deanna. I move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
thank you. And with that, we will, guess I call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. We would like to leave a few minutes for some Q&A post the meeting. This is something we usually have during our annual meetings where the board makes itself acceptable to the members as a whole. It's a little bit different now under these circumstances, so yeah, I'm not sure how to proceed here. Richard, I don't know if you have a suggestion.
We had the Q&A. Unless anyone has any questions, we can adjourn the meeting.
Oh, hi, this is Donna again. I have a question. Just curious though, how has it been going for the members to make appointments in order to enter the credit union? Just curious.
That will be Brent again, because he's over operations.
Okay.
Hi, Donna.
Hi.
We've actually been very successful in that. There was quite a bit of work done in our calling queue to ensure that members could get to the branch that they wanted to reach in order to make the appointment. We also have been very careful to realize that some may simply not realize that we're appointment only, and so they'll come to the door, and we're doing what we can in order to also limit the number of members and staff in a branch at one time to keep social distancing in mind. But it's been working very well, actually, and I'm actually quite proud of our teams for being able to pull that together. And my understanding is that the membership that have participated in that have been pleased as well.
Oh, okay, great. And do you have a timeline on that? How long that will go on? Anybody?
You know, things seem to be changing every day, so we will continue it as long as we're required to. You know, we'd love to get back to having the membership back in the branch, but we also realize that we need to do our part in keeping everyone safe as well, both employees and members. And so we really don't have a timeline on it. It'll be as needed.
Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, yeah,
You
for
bet.
sure. keep everyone safe. Okay, thank you guys.
Hi, this is Cheryl. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello, thank
Okay.
you.
Hi, I'm a member, I think it's like since been the early 2000s or something. And so actually, I don't have a question. I had more of a comment and a thank you. In that I appreciate the way that the union has evolved over the years, has evolved with these different programs to help so many different people. And I've been the beneficiary of all those things. So I'm so glad that you're continuing to evolve, especially with, as the world progresses. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the kind words.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think with that, just want to thank everyone for joining us and accommodating us through these different times. I'm sure this would be an annual meeting to remember. I do want to take the time out to thank the credit union's IT team that is also with us for putting this together. And I think for the most part, technically, I think it went really well. So thank you to our tech team. And thank you to the executive leaders for helping to put this together.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Good night.